This is at the time I'm making this video. They're playing against the Astros a second time this series. A second time! Hey guys, it's Ketastic Voorhees here, and today I'm going to talk about why Giancarlo Stanton, Marlins legend, should come back to the Miami Marlins. Now if you already read the note in the beginning, trust me, you might want to read it again. Anyways, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video to Marlins fans you know. And let's jump in, shall we? Reason 1. The cockadoo system. I made something on Instagram and it's called Every MLB Team Has a Cockadoo. And to be a cockadoo, you have to be a Hall of Famer on a team you spent the most of your career with. Not just how much good you played on that team, how long have you spent your career with? 5 seasons. For example, you got 3 All-Stars on the Phillies, but you spent 7 seasons with the Dodgers. And you spent 8 seasons with the Phillies, making you a Phillies cockadoo. And you need to be in the Hall of Fame, and for future cockadoos, there's an egg. Meaning when you get in the Hall of Fame in the future, you'll become a cockadoo, and that former cockadoo will become a toucan. I have that post, by the way, and there's a link if you want to check that out. And look at the Marlins right now, here for eggs. If Sheffield's gotten in already, but that's not about him, it's about Giancarlo Stanton. And speaking of that, reason 2, cap space problem. Really? You have $88 million in total cash right now of this season. And your most paid player is a relief pitcher who isn't even that good as a relief pitcher and made Marlins fans crash out every game when they lose. Like, man, next year you're gonna have a total of $12 million and we're still paying him $3 million each year until next year. Besides, he's a free agent in 2029, so he really was the cap space problem since 2015. And overpaying him when he doesn't play for you anymore is just BS. How much does the Yankees pay him? $22 million a year? And yet, what did he do for them? He did more for you guys than he did for the Yankees by being paid $22 million a year. And speaking of that, reason 3. He was better during his 8 seasons with Miami than his 9 seasons with New York. Alright, before you come screaming at me in the comments and start talking about injuries and all that, let me explain. Yes, he got them into the World Series, winning ALCS MVP in 2014. Just lose to the Dodgers and an All-Star appearance in 2012. Because of that, they made him a design hitter, then an outfielder. That's all they used him for most of the time. A design hitter. But on the Marlins, he was a design hitter 13 times in his career because most of the time he was an outfielder. And he did play some good defense, having a CH of 2096. It's not elite, but still good. But he even played more games in Miami, has more runs batted in, hits, and even home runs. I know it's because of injuries, but even if he played 110 games in a season with the Yankees, like in 2021, 2022, and 2024, all of them combined in WAR is 4.6. Then that's less than his WAR in 2017, which is 8.1. And on the Yankees, his WAR is 11.2. But on the Marlins, it's 35.9. Just because you're on a winning team that has lots of great players and they have tons of money doesn't mean it works for you better. And tell me this, if being on the Yankees roster without Giancarlo Stanton would look like they would still win lots of games without him, just look at this roster right here without him and see if anything looks better or worser. And if you guys are gonna start arguing about this, look at the stats yourself. I know he's old and he wouldn't make the Marlins better, but that brings me to number 4. Reason 4, possibility of comeback player of the year. Trust me, listen to this. I know he's 36, but let me tell you something about this Cardinal legend. His name is Albert Pujols, if that's how I can pronounce it. In the 2000s, he went to 9 All-Stars, won 3 MVPs, and 6 Silver Sluggers in St. Louis. But in 2012, he went to the Angels for 10 seasons. He only got 1 All-Star, and in 2021, he had 29 runs, 65 hits, 17 home runs, and 59 bases and run, mainly bench or injuries, as he did play for 2 teams that season. But in 2022, when he came back to St. Louis, something changed. That season, he had 42 runs, 83 hits, 24 home runs, 68 runs in base, batted in, and he had an All-Star appearance. And guess what he won? 2022 Comeback Player of the Year, along with Justin Verlander, which I was not talking about him. And after that season, he retired. Now, a lot of people are going to think Giancarlo Stanton didn't play a lot this season. Well, let me tell you something about 2020 Buster Posey, Giants legend and future Hall of Famer. And yes, this can happen next season as well. Opt out for COVID and didn't play a game after that for the rest of that season in 2020. 2021, more runs, more hits, more home runs, and more runs batted in than his 2019 season. And got a Silver Slugger, All-Star, and 1 Comeback Player of the Year. Here is proof. 2 things. Sometimes playing with a better team, even when you were good on the team you mainly played, doesn't make you play better. And when you're out of the season, the next season, the team you played best gets you, you could play better than the last time you played before. Reason 5. It could make some old fans happy. Giancarlo Stanton was your best player in history. And also, if Giancarlo Stanton is watching this video, I want him to listen to this. I know you want to finish your Yankees career with a World Series win for your legacy, but I know Hall of Fame MLB players that haven't won a World Series, Ty Cobb, MLB legend, haven't won a World Series title yet. He is in the Hall of Fame. Ted Williams, Ken Griffey Jr., they were legends, but they didn't need to be Yankees to win World Series rings or rings in general. Carl Yastrzemski, he has the same amount of home runs as you. He is in the Hall of Fame, and he hasn't won an MLB championship. You can make a lot of Marlin fans happy again if you come back. You can realize that just by playing on the Yankees and getting paid more doesn't make you play better. Because I haven't watched this team primarily, mostly because I wanted you to come back this season. And for proof, I'm even wearing your jersey while making this video. And here's the jersey I own. I hope you can understand to make a Marlins fan happy as much you enjoyed this video. And also, when Dwayne Wade, Heat legend that came back to Miami in 2019, or 18, he went to an NBA All-Star. That could be you, if you could come back to Miami and make fans happy, which Dwayne Wade did. In conclusion, despite Giancarlo Stanton won 2 Silver Sluggers, 2 Hank Aaron Awards, and an MVP, leading the league in home runs twice, and runs batted in once, he had the most home runs and runs batted in Marlins history. And he played the most of his career by season with the Yankees, which is funny. I hope Giancarlo Stanton could come back to Miami and make this a better place than it used to be. Hell, I'll even start watching these games if he comes back. I mean, I don't want him to finish his career with the Yankees. I want him to finish his career in peak as a Marlin. You know what I'm saying? And that's the end of the video right here. If the Marlins get eliminated, I might make a follow-up video on how they can improve and become contenders. So, this is G-Tastic Boys here, and I'm leaving the day.